I'm Taylor Thring. I'm a student just like the majority of you and also a race car driver for Thring Motorsports. My life has always been very fast-paced and constantly on the go, although in November of 2016, I hit a very large bump in the road: bullying. "25% of children in grades 4 to 6 have been bullied. Bullying takes place every 7 minutes on the playground and every 25 minutes in the classroom. As we get older, these numbers continue to rise as 64% of high school students have been bullied either at school or online. This video is about my story. My last year of high school is one that I will never forget. At the beginning of the year, I got involved with the wrong crowd, but I stayed because I finally felt as though I had a core group of friends, which is something I struggled with very frequently growing up. My bullying experience began with a very big misunderstanding. I partnered up with a local food drive to help with their promotional campaign, and my classmates didn't understand the partnership. Around this same time, I had a falling out with my group of friends, and they took advantage of this very quickly. I was dealing with harsh accusations all over social media, accusing me of stealing money I had received in donations for the food drive. I stuck up for myself as any person would, and that's when things started to get worse. Now my whole grade was involved online. For 2 months, I had been collecting donations for the food drive. It was now weigh-in night, and my classmates did not show up, so they didn't get to see the hard work that I had been putting in over the course of those 2 months. Although the president of the food drive did recognize my hard work, and she got me an interview with a news crew that was at the weigh-in night as well. My classmates saw the news and they were upset that I was getting recognition and they weren't, which then in turn they tweeted, and here are some of the things that they said. The first tweet that made an impact on me said, "The fact that this broad walks around saying she's famous and acts like she owns the place. Hashtag who are you?" One girl replied to that tweet saying, "F***ing feisty." And the next reply said, "The funny thing is she thinks everyone is her friend, but that's not what everybody says." Then another girl tweeted, "Stop thinking you did all the work. You did nothing but sit on your ass the whole time everyone worked." After all of that was said, another tweet rolled in and it said, "Go ahead and block me on everything. I'll still find out everything though." They then moved on to torment me at school. I would be sitting in class and I'd receive text messages threatening me to leave, or I would overhear my classmates talking about my situation and I. Things just kept on getting worse. One day I walked out to my truck that was parked in the school parking lot to find that the whole front bumper was torn apart. No surveillance video could be retrieved, so the repair payment came out of my parents' pockets. The kids made it obvious that they did it themselves and that they were proud of it. At the beginning of October, I stopped attending school and I onlined for the rest of semester 1. Although that didn't stop the bullies. I didn't really receive a lot of help from the school. It was easier to remove one person instead of the 7 people who ended up being involved. Then one night, the kids found out where I lived and showed up at my house and threatened to kill my dad and I. At that point, after everything that they did, the thought had crossed my mind that they may actually do it, and for the first time, I was terrified. The most painful thing about this entire situation was the people who would stick up for me and praise what I was doing, but behind closed doors. No one was strong enough to say it when it really mattered or to the people who needed to hear it. For a long time, I struggled because I wasn't racing, I wasn't working, and I really missed going to school. Things were very hard to cope with as I had no distractions. It took me a very, very long time to understand that something so toxic could be used for good, but I quickly learned that I could make a difference, and that's why I started Burn Out the Bully. Here are 5 rules that I followed, which in turn helped me overcome my experience with bullying and led me here in front of the camera, chasing my dream of making a difference. Rule number 1 is to ignore the negative. Negativity is a virus. Whether it's negative people, negative opinions, or negative comments, don't listen. Negative attitudes usually come from people who are jealous of what you are accomplishing. Never allow people who gave up on their dreams to convince you to give up on yours. I spent too much time worrying about what everybody else thought about me, and I fed my mind with only negativity. When I realized that, I started feeding myself with positivity, and that's when I noticed a change in my health, my work drive, and my happiness. I made the change that I needed, and I finally realized I had a platform and I wanted to use it for good. Rule number 2 is love yourself for who you are. Find something that drives you and then prove all the doubters that said you couldn't do it wrong. There will always be someone waiting to see you either give up, mess up, or they're waiting to see you fall. But it's realizing that you love yourself too much and you work too hard for those people to tear you down so quickly. When you realize that you need to put yourself first, you will see just how much more you will succeed. I spent too much time trying to get everyone around me to love me that I lost who I was, and I didn't like the person I had become. I, in turn, gave up the things that were holding me back, and I focused on my studies. I soon became a 90s above student in all my courses, and I did it for me. Rule number 3 is surround yourself with the right people. The person you will be in 5 years is based off of the opinions you listen to and the people you surround yourself with. Eliminate the people in your life that say you can't do something, that you aren't good enough, or that you're not worthy of success. If you want to make a difference and if you want to succeed, get around the winners. I was surrounding myself with people who had no ambitions, and the only thing they were doing was dragging me down. I noticed that I was only failing myself, so I cut those people out, and I quickly noticed the positive change in my life. Rule number 4 is have a positive mindset. Your mindset plays a huge role in your happiness, as what you feed your mind with is what will shape you. Don't dwell on your past. The successful usually have just as tough as a past as the average, but obviously their meaning is different. Don't use your past as an excuse, but use it as fuel to drive you everywhere that you want to go. I was too busy feeling bad for myself and blaming everyone else around me but me for what I was going through. And then I realized that I didn't want to be sad anymore. I changed my mindset to better myself. I didn't listen to the negativity. I only listened to the positive and constructive criticism that I was being given, and I realized that that is something I can fuel off of, and which in turn will make me succeed. Rule number 5 is the most important thing I learned while on my journey, and that is to not be a bystander. A bystander is a person who is aware of the bullying taking place but doesn't intervene to help. We need to kill the social norm that surrounds the bystander that says it's uncool to intervene unless things get physical. Exclusion and avoidance also play a huge role in the act of bullying as well, and also in our society. If we fail to prevent exclusion and avoidance, it indicates that we only define bullying as physical aggression, and we don't understand how damaging and serious all forms of bullying are. And that's why I promise to be the voice that so many of you need, and that's why I want to make a difference with Burn Out the Bully. I launched Burn Out the Bully in February of 2017. After experiencing the trauma of bullying firsthand, I'm using my platform as a promotional vehicle for my anti-bullying initiative. As an organization, we sell shirts, sweaters, and stickers where all proceeds go to the Reach Out Center for Kids Pay It Forward campaign. We are working together to achieve and promote the best mental health in kids who are suffering from bullying. I created Burn Out the Bully so that the problem of bullying will stay in the eyes of the public. It is a very sensitive issue that isn't talked about as much as it should be. I want the youth to know that the people they look up to are against bullying, and it is okay to speak up and reach out. Burn Out the Bully can be found on all of your social media platforms, and if you purchase merchandise with us, you are encouraged to post a picture online with the hashtag #BurnOutTheBully so we can take over the internet with positivity and shine a positive light on such a negative issue. Let's come together and make a difference. I'm going to leave you with a quote that my mom showed me by the author Scott Stable. Let them judge you, let them misunderstand you, and let them gossip about you. Their opinions aren't your problem. You stay kind, committed to love, and free in your authenticity. No matter what they say or what they do, don't you dare doubt your self-worth or the beauty of your truth. Just keep shining like you do. Thank you, and stay strong. more information about bullying, please visit the Reach Out Center for Kids at rockonline.ca. ROC also has a 24-hour crisis line, and you can also reach out to Kids Help Phone. In the United States, visit stopbullying.gov and/or look for local help through your doctor and city services.